Welcome to a very special, blissful episode of Raw Things You Might Have Missed. She's back. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video. It really helps it out on YouTube. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It's free! So Alexa Bliss is in therapy. Now, this was very interesting. We saw a lot of Easter eggs contained in this one segment. Now, the first thing to say is they've definitely not forgot Charlotte ripping up the Lily doll. It was the main feature this week of the therapy session. Is Alexa Bliss going to challenge Charlotte Flair? I don't know. We don't know how Alexa's going to return. We don't know how this therapy stuff is going to go. I assume from this week's episode, I'd say Charlotte Flair is a likely target. Now, this therapy session has got very mixed reactions on social media, probably to be expected. And honestly, if you're not liking it, that's completely up to you. That's your opinion, and that's absolutely fine. However, let other people that do enjoy it, enjoy it. There's no need to ruin other people's enjoyment just because you personally don't like something. That makes no sense. There was plenty of other stuff on Raw that you could focus on if you didn't like this. But however, there was lots of hidden images, just like this one. You see like a flashback to Alexa's playground. But notice the colours used. Interestingly, these colours are used on images all over the therapist's wall. And I don't know why. And it makes me wonder if her memories are being distorted a little bit by the therapy. Is the therapy getting through to Alexa Bliss? We also saw this image of a Ouija board. Now, this is very interesting. It's not pointing at anything specific. However, if you move that slightly to the right a little bit, to their right, our left, it would be on the letter R, which could represent the Royal Rumble, maybe? But Alexa Bliss using a Ouija board is a memory for Alexa Bliss. It's something we've seen. Is it something we're going to see continue? Maybe. I don't think so, though. This was very much put into that memory thing when the therapist was asking her to recap everything. And we've seen her do these kind of Ouija board magical rituals to bring back the Fiend in the Firefly Funhouse. Now, one of the main focal points was Newton's Cradle. Of course, this Newton's Cradle is used as a science toy for children and adults alike. You pull one ball one way and it will just keep bouncing. It's kinetic energy. Now, it's stopping. Was Alexa Bliss looking at it and she made it stop? Yes. But is it a representation of the energy stopping? Because it's energy that makes this work. Interesting. Could Alexa Bliss be telling us that the energy of Lily is gone? Or is her energy, is what made Alexa Bliss the thing that's gone? Remember, in this kind of scenario, everything means something, especially when they put it smack bang in the middle of your screen. You have to pay attention to it. Now, we saw it towards the end, Alexa Bliss ripping pages out of the book. Now, I wonder if this was a representation of the script. Was this meant to be the plan with Bray Wyatt and everything's been ripped up, shaken about? Her life is completely changed because of everything that happened, all the changes that happened that was beyond her control. Now, interestingly, there is a statue in the background, and this small statue is of two heads. Now, we talked about the idea of Alexa and Lily becoming one. Could this statue represent dual personality, two beings within the same essence? That could be a thing. That could be like the Fiend Bray Wyatt and Funhouse Bray were two in the same. Could Alexa Bliss have something like that? Notice as well how Alexa Bliss just wasn't scared of the therapist. She never actually assaulted him, but it's like she wanted to. It's like she had some kind of restraint to just stop from attacking him and walking out of the room. It's like she wanted to be there. Why? Is someone making her be there? Is like Vince McMahon forcing her to do this or something? We haven't quite determined why she's in therapy yet. Now, Alexa Bliss did tweet out earlier on today saying, "Dear Monday Night Raw, starting tonight, she's officially your problem now. Good luck." Kind of hinting at that dark character coming back to the WWE. Got a lot of people excited, of course. Now, interestingly, That is exactly the same Alexa Bliss we saw tonight. And you have to remember what this is called. Alexa's journey back to Raw. Not Alexa's final destination back to Raw. This is a journey, and this is just the start of it. So I'm assuming this Alexa Bliss that we got tonight is going to change. Something is going to snap, whether it is healing her, making her go back to the goddess Alexa Bliss that some fans want, whether it's to keep her the same, whether it's to snap and to become even more psychotic. Maybe. It could be very, very exciting. But just remember, whatever we're seeing now is unlikely to be the final product. This is all designed to be an illusion for us and to make us think that we're getting one thing and swerve us eventually. Notice how they didn't name the therapist. Now, obviously in the Firefly Funhouse, lots of different doctors and stuff were named. We didn't get a name for this doctor yet, but it's something to pay attention to in the coming weeks because maybe there's a tie-in there with this doctor and something from the Funhouse's history. But also, something the therapist said caught my attention, and a lot of you as well sent this to me on Twitter. He said that Alexa Bliss had to heal. Now, I'm sure, like me, when you heard that, the first thought was Bray Wyatt using the heel glove on Alexa Bliss. She's the only person he ever used the heel glove on, bar Ramblin' Rabbit. But when Bray used the heel glove, Alexa didn't go back to normal. Her tongue came out, her eyes went weird, she became more crazy than ever before. So if Alexa Bliss is healed by therapy, maybe it has the same effect as the heel glove and drives her just a little bit crazy. And I think that's maybe what we're kind of seeing. Her pouring the water is just her trying to intimidate this therapist. This poor therapist just wants to do his job, Alexa. Come on. But genuinely, I think this has got so much back detail to it that it's really, really interesting. Watching Alexa Bliss snap. This isn't an evil Alexa Bliss. This is a psychotic Alexa Bliss. This is unlike any Alexa Bliss we've seen before, and it's hella fun. Also, the picture on the wall there, I haven't checked this, so please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But isn't that one of the images they used when Alexa Bliss did that whole jump scare thing with Lily, when they was talking about taking you to your calm place? If it is, that's a cool tie-in. I've checked Twitter a few times, and the first thing I've been asked so many times is the Fiend coming back? Is there a sign of Bray Wyatt coming back in this promo? And for me personally, no, there's not. I don't see any way that you could tie this in with Bray Wyatt. Maybe the hill stuff for sure. The Ouija board stuff, I would say could be used as bring him back like she did before, but that was a memory. That's where it ends for me. It wasn't a current thing. She wasn't sitting there playing with a Ouija board. It was a memory. And as much as I want him to come back to WWE, I don't see it happening from this promo. Being all caught up in the Easter eggs and everything else, we might have missed what Alexa said towards the end. She admitted she did have a problem. Now that's interesting because, she's saying there that she does need help and she's saying that there is an issue here. So I think that this is not the Alexa Bliss that is going to return to WWE. I do think things are going to change. Which way they change, well, that's still a mystery. Does she go back to the old Alexa Bliss? Does she become something we've never seen before? Her being haunted by what happened to Lily was something I think all of us kind of expected. Whether it be in a therapist room or a mental asylum or just sat in a dark room, I think we all kind of expected this kind of storyline, maybe just not the way it's currently being played out. It's very, very interesting. Of course, Alexa Bliss did say that she'd see the therapist next week. So we are going to get another promo next week, I assume. This is building up to her returning towards the Royal Rumble. And I have to apologise because everything else on Raw straight over my head at this point, because this is so in-depth. This is so freaking fun. And it's something very, very different. We're going to see where this takes us. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Some of you will love it. Some of you won't. There's no right or wrong answer. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video, share the video. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We will go back to normal next week, I promise. I just wanted to go really in depth on this one this week. So bear with me. Peace!